Okay guys, I'm Craig. Otherwise, you got to remember, go Ducks. But here I'm going to show you how your camper works. Okay, so what you got is up here, see this little pin, this little pull deal right here, little handle, that slides your TV around. Okay, when you go to store it, it goes back like this. You want to make sure that goes all the way up and it latches. Then there's another little pin that goes right down through a little hole here. That pins it, gives it an extra pin, okay? Water heater. Okay, you got a gas electric water heater. Okay, this side right here, you got to be plugged in. The little lightning bolt, that's going to be the electric side of it. So you got to be plugged in for that to work. That right there is going to be the propane side of it. The gas side is 12 volt, burns propane. When you turn it up, it's going to come on, it's going to light. If at any time you see this red light come back on, you don't hear it running, it's gone out. Turn it off, turn it back on again. If it still doesn't light, come over and light the stove top. And that's really the first time when you refill your propane tanks, you want to come in and light your stove top to get all the air out of the lines. Light all 3 burners, okay? Don't use a Bic lighter because you'll burn your fingers. Use a regular barbecue lighter. Turn it on and start lighting this one right here, okay? Once it's lit, light the other 3. Let them run for about a minute or so. That's going to let your water heater light quicker and your refrigerator light quicker, okay? Don't travel with these on. You can use one or the other for the water heater. Remember, you got to be plugged in, but if you're plugged in, you can use the electricity and the gas. What's going to happen is it's going to heat up twice as fast, okay? Stereo on-off button is 12 volt. You can get sound from your TV, I believe, on this one. It's a DVD player as well, okay? Oven. Back to your stove top. I already talked to you about lighting the stove, lighting the oven. You're going to turn it to pilot on. You're going to push it in and hold it. And right down here next to the burner is going to be the pilot light. You get your lighter going. And then what you want to do is push in and hold the knob. Light the burner. Once it's lit, hold it for about 10 seconds. Let up on it. When it stays lit, go ahead and set your temperature. Okay? When you're done, turn it off. Okay? Now your refrigerator. This is a 3-way refrigerator. It's going to be your Dometic refrigerator. That turns it on. And then you have the option of going auto. And what auto does is that goes between 110 volt or propane gas if you're plugged in, okay? If you're not plugged in and you're on automatic, it will just strictly go to gas every time. It goes ahead and lights, heats up to whatever temperature you have it set here. It heats up to cool down. So if you want it that cold, set it to auto, set it to 3. It will do its own thing. Got to have the propane on. And you got to have battery power, okay? If you see this check light come on, it means I've gone out on propane. Turn me off, turn me back on again. If I come back on, come over to the stove top, light the stove top. If it doesn't light, go ahead and go out and check the propane. This also heats off of battery power, DC. So while driving down the road, if you don't want to have the gas on, you can set it to DC and it'll run off DC. It'll run off your alternator. When you're done, make sure you turn that off or it'll run the camper battery and or the truck battery dead. Okay, so when you get to where you're going, take it off of DC and put it on gas, or better yet, auto, and it will do its own thing. If 110's there, it'll take 110. If it's not, it'll take gas. Okay? Actually, come back up in here real quick. Switch sides with me. Okay, this is your monitor panel. You push this button, it tells you your holding tank level. It tells your holding tank 1, holding tank 2, your fresh water, and your battery. Okay? Now, as your battery gets used, the lights will go out. When they turn red, hey, plug me in. Up here, that's charging. When your fresh water's full, it'll be green. It'll be just like this. As the water gets pumped out of the tank from the water pump, it will go into either your holding tank 2 or holding tank 1. You'll know which is which because your gray tank will fill up twice as fast. Okay? Water pump. That's how you get water out of your freshwater holding tank when you're dry camping. Okay, so at a park hooked up to water, you don't need that on. You're using their water pressure. When you're in the middle of a parking lot or campground, whatever, you're going to use your water out of this tank. That's how you do it. Turn that on. It pumps up the pressure, and then when you open the faucet up, it will automatically come on. You shut the faucet off, it pumps up the pressure and automatically shuts off, okay? Now, this is going to be your furnace. Okay, so all you do is click it to the outside of the camper and set your temperature. It's 12 volt, burns propane. It's going to come on, blow cold air for about 30 seconds. It's going to light. It will heat up to whatever temperature you have it set at. And then what it's going to do is it's going to turn the burner off, and it will run for approximately 2 minutes to cool itself down. Then it will repeat that cycle over and over again as long as you have propane and you have battery power. Remember, when you plug the camper into the outlet or you're driving down the road with the truck on, it's charging. You also have solar panels in this camper, so if there's sunlight, daylight, you're charging, okay? When you're done with this, just simply put it in the center. It will go click, and if you look real close, it says on off on there. Okay? This little guy does your fantastic fan. So you push this button. Right now it's in manual mode. You can set your fan speed fast as you want. Okay, now if you want it to automatically shut off at, say, you go to auto, let's say you want it to shut off at 80 degrees, what's going to happen is it's going to come on, it's going to run until it reaches that temperature. When it reaches that temperature, it's going to shut the lid and shut off. And then it will open the lid and it will go on and off as it needs to. If you just want to have up or down, you can go up or down. Okay? There's a little light here that on one of these buttons, instructions will show you on how to turn it on. There's a rain sensor. If it's gonna rain, make sure that's on. And actually, if it's gonna rain, just shut the thing. Okay? Push the button, that turns it off. It automatically closes. Your windows have little detents. If you listen real close, there's a click. Okay, that's how you raise them up to get it all the way closed, all the way up, and then down. Now, if you're in Yellowstone, you want some air, you crack these open partially. That's what this is for, a little setting. That's partially open, and that's all the way closed. Okay, these guys, you just pull them down. That's daytime. That's nighttime. Okay. This guy right here, your table, slides back and forth. Okay, and then under here on this side is a little handle right here. By lifting that like so, this will slide, push straight down. Then just put your cushions across. Okay. When you're done with it, bring it right back up and flip the little lever. That'll keep the table up. This guy right here, that's your 110 circuit panel and your 12 volt fuses. So anything electrical, whether it's 110 or 12 volts, all right here. Okay. On this side, I don't know if your salesman told you about it, but you got vinyl on the backs of your cushions. Flip them over so if you got dogs, little kids, or you've been camping, you won't get them dirty. Under here, look at this. Real plywood, real birch plywood. Super awesome. You got some storage here. This is going to be hot water heater bypass. If you don't live in freezing weather and you're not going to have anybody sleeping in the camper during winter time and have water in it, you'll never use that. It's a great feature. It's there if you need it. Okay? This is your battery disconnect. You want this on all the time when you're using the camper. Only time you do that is if you're parking the camper somewhere where you can't plug it in, you're storing it. Okay, but otherwise it needs to be on. Okay, this right here is going to be your solar panel, control panel. It does its own thing. This just turns the panel off, that it's still working as long as there's daylight. This tells you that you got power. That tells you that you're charging. This tells you your state of the battery. You got dead, partial, good, and charged. Okay, this right here tells you your amperage, how much is going in, and this tells you how many volts the batteries are. Okay, this is outside light. This guy right here is super cool. This is for your awning, your electric awning. Okay, see how with the in and out button for it, it's all electric. Okay, you can tilt these little buttons right here. You push these and slide the awning down, it's going to tilt it one way or the other. Okay, when you're done, put it back to where it was. It's a good idea to always put it back to this position. Okay, you got all LED lights in the camper, which is super cool. Okay, under here you got storage. Okay guys, this is going to be your service center. You're going to dump your tanks from here. Underneath, you got your sewer hose, the termination. There's going to be the dump termination. You got a cap that goes on there. Hook your hose on, put it in the ground. Pull the big one first. Let it drain all the way out, close it, do the gray. Biggest black, smallest gray, okay? They're color coded. Always do the black first, all the way drain it, close it, and then do the gray. Your gray tank, soapy water sink and shower will rinse it out, okay? You got your water pump in here. This guy right here would be if you're gonna quick winterize. This is gonna be fresh water tank drain and low point drains, okay? Outside shower, hot and cold. City water, you want to make sure you have a pressure regulator. Put it on the hose side, the faucet side of the hose. That way it's going to protect your hose. Okay, you got your power cord. Your 30 amp power cord. If you can plug this in, you can run everything. If you got to put the 15 amp power cord, you're not going to run everything. This would be air conditioning, microwave, that kind of stuff all at one time. This would be you're charging batteries. You could run the microwave separate from the air conditioner. You could run the air conditioner kind of, but for a little while. You always want to come out and touch this if you do, because they get warm, okay? I recommend with this, don't run the AC. Okay, this is going to be the outside of your water heater. This is going to be a 6-gallon water heater. It's going to give you about 12 and some change an hour recovery. Okay, this is your drain plug. That's already in there. Okay, the only thing you're going to do out here is make sure to keep it clean. Okay, this is a 2 amp fuse, so if this doesn't work, you check the fuse inside on the fuse panel, but you also come out and check this. Okay, this is how you fill your fresh water tank. What you're going to want to do is buy from us a little fill adapter, or make your own, which is a little shut-off valve for your end of your water hose and a section of hose. And you take and turn it on. You can turn the hose on full blast at the faucet, but never here. Only turn it on part way. Stick it in here. I usually will wrap the hose up here like so, and then stick it in there. That way I don't have to hold on to it. Stick it in there. When it's full, it's going to burp out on the ground. Okay, this is going to be for cable. So if you want to watch TV, you're at a park and you want to watch cable TV, you hook to their cable and then hook your cable from their cable to here. Okay, this is where your tow cord goes. Okay, and then come around over here. Propane tanks right in the center here. This is how you get them open. Pull them out. Okay. Hook them up, turn them on. This little guy picks which tank. It absolutely does not matter which tank you go from. I'm right-handed, got a little quirk. I like going from left to right, but it doesn't matter. I turn this one on, I turn this one on, I turn this to here, it starts running off of this tank. When I turn this on and I turn it to here, if this tank is open, this little red flag will turn green. When this tank gets empty, it's automatically inside here going to switch over and start working off this tank. And the way you'll know is you'll come out here and you'll pull this out, you'll look here and you'll see this is pointing over to this tank, but this is green. You know that you have power, or you have fuel. If it's red, just know that this tank is empty and it's already switched over this tank. It's running off this tank if it's open. So moral of the story, turn them both on, pick a side. When that tank's empty, it automatically starts working off the other tank. Green is good, red is no good. Make sure you get this lined up in there like that. Okay, push it back in. Like so. Backside of your refrigerator, strictly service access. You do want to bring the camper into somebody once a year, do an annual inspection, a cleaning, adjustments, and make sure everything works on your camper, okay? This is where your battery will go. It is a spot for 2 batteries. All of the blacks are labeled, okay? Black's power, and it will tell you what it's for, okay? All the lights are ground, okay? Up in here you have some circuit breakers, and they are self-resetting, yep. Okay, so you won't have to mess with those, okay? Now, the instructions for your jacks are on the back side, but what you do, see the little green light, is you hit these buttons. I hit both of these, and I will typically hit both of these. You don't have to do it for all of them, but if you just get in the habit of doing it, then you'll be fine. Hit them both, then you can run them all up, all down, individually, left front, left rear, right rear, up or down. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions, give us a call, okay? No question is a dumb question, so please call us so we can help you out and get you camping.